40 because they fell away badly with only 10 points in the last 10. That's the Group C standings, and you'll see that Rosa are bottom by virtue of points differential with Petra Olympia. Ike Athens with one win. And we'll talk about that when we talk about the Italian side, who started with a victory, albeit a triple overtime one against Banvit. Gediminas Orlik racking up 24 points in that fixture and then 25 in a losing cause. Let's have a look at the Venezia bench. It is a little bit deeper, so they have more options than do the home side. The coach, Walter de Raffaele, has a few more options at his disposal here. The home side will pretty much have to go with their starting five and support players because their bench is not quite as deep. There are quite a lot of youngsters on the periphery who will be hoping to get some court time tonight. Well, that will depend on the status of the game. There is their lineup. She added Ryan Harrow at the bottom of your picture there to just reinforce their team. Man to watch, though, is most definitely man who wears 0, Kevin Punter. In 4 games, remember the 2 qualification games, they're the 2 games proper, if you like, in the Champions League so far, averages 19 points a game, 76 points in total. Also has been dead-eye Dick from the free throw line as well, 18 out of 22 so far. As with Antwerp Giants and Lavrio last season. 24 years of age, is a great prospect and certainly one to watch in this game. We'll introduce the Italian team first, captained by Thomas Ress, who has seen pretty much everything in the game, domestically and internationally. He's on the Italian national team all of 12 years ago. Oldest man on the court, 37 years of age. And Dominic Johnson is the man who will be very much instrumental. Number 3 from Detroit, joined from Pallacanestro in the summer. I've already mentioned Gediminas Orlik, who signed from Banvit, 49 points in 2 games. And that doesn't take into account the 18 rebounds as well. Big man, also good from 3-point range, averaging over 50% from 3-point range. So he'll be a man that definitely have to stop tonight. 1 win out of 2 so far, and they've both been overtime games. Triple overtime the first one, overtime last week, and it nearly went to double overtime in that one. It was nearly a buzzer beater win for Ike Athens. Incredible finish to that game. And I think we're in for, well, could be a high-scoring one here. We've seen 200-plus scores for the Italians, of course, helped by overtime. Rosa Radom will just want to try and get the ball to Kevin Punter as often as they can. Alda's also averaging 15 points a game from the first 4. And Zaitsev, the Ukrainian, wearing 14, 37 points in the competition so far. So there is firepower there. It's just how they utilize it. And definitely what Wojciech Kaminski, their coach and coach of the year in Poland in 2015, will be hoping they don't fall away like they did last week. That's our lineup of referees from Sweden, from Cyprus and from Latvia. And it's filling up quite nicely here. Champions looking for a way through to get their first win. It's going to be tough because they do know, one thing they do know, looking at the results and the performances so far from Venezia, that they can go 40 minutes plus if needs be. Also, a lot of height advantage in that team. Got plenty over 2 meters or around 2 meters. Mitchell Watt, for example, at 207. Thomas Ress, captain at 209. So a little bit of a height advantage for Umana Reyer Venezia as well. That's starting five. No surprise. Haynes, Johnson, Bramos, Orlik and Belija. So watch out for Orlik, who's on this amazing run. 24 points in the first game, 25 in second. Walter de Raffaele, looking suitably Italian. Some people can't make brown tie work, but he can. And assistant coach of Poland, Wojciech Kaminski, has done very well with this team. Gotten to work incredibly well as a unit. Came back from a deficit in qualification to win the second one comfortably. There's their starting lineup: Hunter, Auda, Trojan, Sokolowski, and the new addition to the team, Ryan Harrow. First game in Rosa Radom colours. Snuck under the wire, did Ryan Harrow. There he is in your picture. You need a body or two more, and they've got one. Could be a very important body as well, as he makes his debut in the Basketball Champions League for 2017-18. So we're ready to go. It'll be game number 5 as far as Rosa Radom are concerned. Game number 3 in the Basketball Champions League proper for this year. It's Dominic Johnson, averaging almost 15, 29 points in 2 games. Experience on this team, a lot of 30-year-olds, including, of course, the captain at 37, Thomas Ress. Younger team, but obviously more in experience, are Rosa. And they'll send in Trojan for the first tip. Papakis, Kanelas and Kozlovskis are our referees. So Venezia in the maroon, purple, wine, call it what you will. Up against the men in pretty much all white with just a trim of blue. And Trojan ready for the first tip. Up against Johnson. And the clock has hit the bottom of the hour, which seems to have done on my watch. As now to the liking of the officials. In there, first tip, 1 for Venezia. We'll rotate it to Johnson. Johnson looking for the man inside. Will go deep instead for the first three-point attempt, which pops in and pops straight back out into the clutches of Trojan. First involvement for Harrow. Will go underneath the hoop, waiting for a delivery there. Hunter will direct the traffic, waiting for Harrow to give him the ball back. They go outside instead to Sokolowski. And that second three-point attempt that doesn't drop early in the game. Johnson. Already got a lot of time, they're not closing him down. Again, that went quite a long way wide, and Sokolowski picks up on the loose spoils. Hunter. There's plenty of time which to make the move. Order. Backing in on Bramos. First 2 of the game for the home side. We are off and running, and so are they, with the first 2 of the game for their number 1. Nearly an instant reply. Instead it rolls around the rim and comes back to punter. Just setting up play rather than going for his own at the moment. The man on an average of 19 points a game. Hasn't got anything to add from that. Orlik, always going to be a dangerous man. In the centre of the court there. 2 meters exactly. 8 from 15 for three-point range. Don't want him to get outside too often. This is a long two, which goes in and dribbles back out to order. The crowd in good voice. Sokolowski, first foul of the game, will be on Paul Belija. And from Lori Cremona in the summer. A few changes to this lineup from last year. Harrow. Sokolowski. Worked inside nicely. Good work around the basket to get that one in from a very tight range, and orders on a good start. All the points scored by him, and there's a steal from Punter, which again thinks about going all the way, but gives it to the man who scored all the points, and there's the slam, which gets the crowd on their feet and gets the noise rising to a higher pitch than it has done before. Order with all 3 baskets so far, all 2 points. That's the most dramatic of them. Good start, 6-0 run for the home side. Just exactly what they wanted to calm those nerves and try and pick up with a bit of effort from last week. It's going to fall kindly, I think, for Johnson. Can't palm it back, and that will be baseline possession for Rosa Radom, who've got the start they wanted. First 3 minutes kept Venezia off the scoreboard, and Punter is playing a supportive role at the moment. Ryan Harrow then decided to make a change. There's a steal, and that's going to be an intentional foul by Ryan Harrow. So send Haynes to the free throw line, and then we'll get the sideline possession. Well, that doesn't drop for Haynes. 30 points in 2 games for Marcus Haynes from America. And they've broken their duck. 1 for 2 for Venezia. Bramos gets the ball into play. Haynes has broken that duck. 2 from the free throw line. Bramos skipping across the 3-point arc, make his way to the front of the basket. That's going to go long, far too strong, and Sokolowski has pretty much soaked up everything that's come back off the ring so far. Sokolowski will go wide, go baseline, trying to find a route to goal. That's going to be a foul, and Haynes is the man who picks it up. 6-1. Rosa Radom lead Venezia with 3.5 minutes gone. Put in by Harrow. Deep to Troyan. To make a move. Could be on target, and is on target. First 3 of the game for Sokolowski. 4th season with Rosa Radom. He's done that on many occasions. Belija. Bramos having to go a long way around. Another steal. Happened on a few occasions, and it's been a bit sloppy by the away side. Sokolowski. Harrow. Good drive. Little strip. Troyan thought he had it, and maybe took too much assumption there. That'll be 2 for Dominic Johnson. His tally in the Champions League to 31 now. It's still in great voice. That's going to come pinging right back off the ring, straight into the clutches of Haynes. Open man is Orlik. Good turn by Belija. Second time, doesn't drop. Idea was good, execution not quite so good from Belija. And Ryan Harrow can advance it to halfway, deep inside the Venezia court with Punter. Hasn't scored yet. That's a lovely pass inside. Not the finish though from Ryan Harrow. Good heads-up play to give that ball to Harrow, but he wasn't able quite to convert. So just had the 3 points scored so far. From Sokolovsky. 6 points from Order. Nothing yet from Punter, surprisingly, but he has been the unselfish man in the team up to now. Haynes working well with Belija. Back out for Peric. We haven't seen much of him yet. That's his first time on the court. Johnson, they go outside for three. That's drained. Beautifully drained as well. And Bramos, it is. Gets his first three of the games. Had several attempts in the previous two games, but not been terribly successful with either. But that's trimmed the lead to 3. Rosa up by 3. Punter maybe for his first points of the game. That's what we expect a bit more of from him. He's trying to take decisive action. Haynes, Peric. Haynes just slowing things down, going for the drive, thinking about the drive, and then just a hitch kick. Steps back, goes for the 3, and isn't successful. Punter. Well, you can see he's got plenty of time just to assess his options. He's going to go through 2, and is that going to count? Foul on the way to the hoop. Timeout has been called by Venezia. He's not happy with what he's seeing so far. So you're not getting the tempo or the kind of zip that the team needs.
Don't put pressure on the ball. We stay far from the ball. We need to put pressure on the ball, guys. Every time we wait 9 minutes to go into the game. Wait for it, wait for it.
Okay, hey, and next play, let's go once again to 5 down. Once again to 5 down, and then the same. Hope. Patrick's in the wide beat. Back beat.
Early timeout. We can understand why, because that's the best move pretty much of the game they've had. Not been a great amount to put on the Umana Reyer Venezia show reel so far. Plenty more at the other end, though. This man's starting to get going now. That could be a serious concern for the Italians. Already with 2 in the pocket. Chance for 2 more. One from 1. Made that 2 from 2. So all his attempts on the basket have worked so far. Lead back up to 7 for the home team. To Nicolau. Tornut. Long 3, very long. Too long in the end. Johnson calls the play. Shot clock down 7. Nicolau. No way through there, you'd think. Oh, nearly was for Bramos. A decent attempt, just wriggled in and wriggled out again. Vikovic. He's been involved in the action. Zaitsev, watching the depth of their bench now. Good turn, it'll find its way in. That man's mustard tonight. Order for another 2. 4 2s out of the 15 so far. Scored more than half the points for the home side. They've just stood off there. That was a terrible pass to De Nicolau. First period definitely has belonged to the home team, on top by 9 of that great run at the beginning too. For the press is De Nicolau trying to hold his man up the court. Pikovic has managed to elude him. Sokolovsky calling for it, wants the return pass, it didn't come, but there'll be a foul on Kevin Punter. Venezia starting to rack up those team fouls. They're in team foul trouble now. It's the last one they can give. Punter. And that will be free throws. So they have their 14 fouls, that makes it 5. So that will send order to the free throw line. What looks around. Ramos gets involved. And on the sideline, big fun. So obviously one more to get 5. Punter. Vukovic for 3. What a good time to get that with 2 minutes to go. That just opens up a little bit of a chasm. What was 9 is now 12 points with that 3. Second 3 drained by the home team. Waiting for the away team to get involved, and that is a big cheer. They are working so hard. All the things they didn't do last week in the 4th quarter, they are doing magnificently tonight. 18-6. 8 points to Auda. 4 points to Punter. 3 to Pikovic. 3 points to Sokolovsky for the home team so far. Pikovic. 3, might be thinking about another one. Sokolovsky. Punter. And that's a much easier way to get your points. Just slotted in from close range for 2 for Sokolovsky, and that lead is now 14, biggest it's been in the game. And so many mistakes from Venezia. Minute 19 remaining. First quarter has been the best in the Basketball Champions League for the home team. Quite some way. Falling, it seems, pretty much for them. Punter looks so comfortable on the ball. Vukovic. Sokolovsky taking their time. 3 seconds. Oh, that pops in 2 from Zaitsev. He adds his name to the roll call of point scorers in the first period. That lead now up to 16. 22-6. Didn't see this coming. Michael Watt involved. Could be 2 back. No, it's not. Great steal, great scramble, great capture by Sokolovsky. And they could take the time because slight discrepancy on the, well, quite a big one actually. 11 seconds on the shot clock, 24 on the game clock for the first period. Sokolovsky tries to go the long way around. He's got to go more direct this time. Reverse. That'll be not 2, not quite. They should have got the job done there, didn't. There will be one more offense for Venezia. And that will be a foul on Pikovic. Change in personnel. Sokolovsky has to sit down. In comes Zazula. And 6 seconds before the horn goes for true, for real, and they still can't put it away. What a poor first quarter this has been for Venezia. Just 6 points in 10 minutes. And there's going to have to be some strong words spoken, I think, after that from a Venezia point of view. More of the same for Rosa Radom. Well, you would never know from the first 10 minutes in this game that Rosa are top, or at the bottom of the table. Yeah, just those 2 points. Things looking a great deal better for them today. It's been a tremendous first 10 minutes where they have dominated pretty much everything in the game. They've got the 3 points. Here we go, the 2 points with alacrity. And Group C will have a different complexion on it if they can hold on here. Early days, of course, only a quarter of the game gone, but could be a very important quarter. 8 for Ola, 5 for Sokolovsky. Hunter hasn't racked up too many yet, only 4 ready to come to the party. Vitka, the captain. Spin move by Sokolovsky. 22-6. Rosa in control, in command at the moment. What do the men in maroon do about it? Jenkins is trying to do something and sets up a fairly easy 2 for Peric, the Croatian. 21 points in the first 2 games, so he's been a high achiever. Vukovic. Sokolovsky. To go a long way around, then work his way inside. Strong play by Sokolovsky, but it can't get the ball to drop. Yeah, I think right up to the very last stages of that move. Trying to get a bit more expansive. The away side, and works. That works for Venezia. And Orlik, who's been very quiet so far, isn't quiet any longer. Gets his first 3 of the game. Reduces the arrears to 11. He doubled the tally in the opening minute or so. The juggling act, which is not won by Zaitsev. Jenkins, 3-point attempt. 3 points scored by Orlik. 2 back-to-back buckets from outside. And that changes the complexion of the game. Orlik, 2 from 2 from outside. And now is 10 from 17 from 3-point range in the competition. What a difference. Made a difference. A couple of threes can make. It's really to a man who scored 49 points in 2 games. He's on fire, has been in the first 2 games, once in a winning cause, once in a losing cause. To turn this around, they're going to need Umana Reyer at his very best tonight, with some support, of course. Can't do it all by himself, you wouldn't think. Harrow. Zula. Harrow, his debut tonight for Rosa Radom. Zaitsev gets fouled on the way through to the hoop. Foul will be on Mitchell Watts. From Ive Caserta basket from the summer. We're going to have a rest. They will carry on without him. Harrow to Vitka. And up and not in from Zaitsev. Will try again. Not successful yet again. And well, amazing how things change around, because at the moment they can't buy a bucket. Where's the other end? Venezia are eating into that lead. It's down to 6. Different to 16, isn't it? Where it was in the first quarter. Harrow looking for his first point. 3-point attempt is just short from Zaitsev. And, well, this game's been turned on its head from first quarter to second. Orlik waiting, standing on sentry duty, maybe for a three. Three comes in the other direction and is successful again. Those threes are raining in. This time it's Michael Jenkins. Now on to Nicolau. A lot of three-pointers now finding their range. Michael Jenkins adding to the two from Orlik in this quarter. And that lead from 16 suddenly is 3. Completely different game. Vitka. Harrow now trying to get behind them again. Harrow, though, is almost double teamed. He'll find a long way round if he's going to score 2 here. Just dropped off the pace a little bit. It's quite intense in the first 10. So lock them back on their heels now. To look at now another three-point attempt. This one doesn't drop from Orlik. Orlik is doing a good bit of double teaming with Jenkins to try and stop him evading the trap. He doesn't quite, and there's 2 more for Kevin Punter. He'll have to step up his game now as the lead extends back to 5. Orlik. Ball comes out for a fairly easy 3. The man not closed down. And this time, Peric finds a target. So that's the smallest the lead has been at any stage since the opening couple of minutes. 2 points to the home side. 3-point attempt will find its way through the hoop. Just when needed. First point to Ryan Harrow. And he opens his account with a 3-pointer. Gets that lead back up to 5. Anywhere near as comfortable as it was, but at least it's a lead. Jenkins rests. The captain gets fouled on the way through to the hoop. And Harrow will get the first foul against him to add to the 3 points he got a moment or 2 ago. Back in. Man who was a real live wire in the early stages of the game. Madrigalda scored 4 twos very early on. Well, I'm not sure there was much contact there, but enough. 4 minutes of the second quarter. Yeah, he stopped there thinking that was being called as a substitution. But Michael Jenkins finds his way through for another 3. They're raining threes in at the moment, not going for the 2-point play. Every time it seems to be 3. Harrow, a blind pass behind, another 3 attempt. That's going to go long. The rebound will fall eventually, and quite kindly to Order, who goes for the 2, gets fouled in the act of shooting by Michael Jenkins, and will go to the line for 2. Foul is actually going to be on Thomas Ress. He and Jenkins both going in, try and stop Madrigalda, but foul on the captain. And well, he can score from 2-point range, can't score at the moment from 1-point range. His bonuses all add up. So you take care of your bonuses because they are your lifeline at the end. That's 1 for 2. Better than nothing. Takes him up towards double figures, 9 points. Scored 4 twos in very quick succession in the opening part of the first period. Jenkins up for 3, well wide of the target. Floated over the top of the basket, and comfortably for Ryan Harrow. Is going to go at the other end for 3! Back-to-back threes for him. Opened his account with a 3, doubles it with another. They're liking him. He's new to them. They're getting used to him as he's getting used to his team. And he's now clicking into gear with a couple of 2s. Now Orlik. Thought he got fouled. Not going to get the foul. Stripped to the ball. Hunter at the other end for 2. Troyan go and slap hands with his coach. Much happier now. 33-25. Another timeout call. Let's hear what the coaches have to say. It's great work again by Punter. Lovely layoff pass for Ordo, goes into double figures.
If the donkey Kong don't nothing, that's over. Because his punter left side issue. If you forget to call fucking black, go over. Okay, because if not, we're going to crazy. And don't allow, stay. Stay. Don't allow that they run. Don't rush. Let them work. We go one up, cats.
Yannick, stay here. You pass the ball to Yannick and stay here. Getting go to the screen. If not, pick for the picture. Okay? So, after loop, hit the Yannick.
So those 2-point stats were very interesting. 50% success rate for the home side and a 25% success rate for the away team. But it doesn't matter, I suppose, when the threes are dropping on a regular basis. That's how you eat into that lead. And that 16-point lead they have reduced down to 8 now. Chance to put it back into double figures, though, for the home team, who will get the foul. Belija is the man who's called for it. Doesn't think so. The referee well placed to give that decision. Takes him to 2 fouls. 2 fouls up to 4 again. Troyan trying to act as a bit of a shield for Harrow. Punter trapped by 2. Manages to release it to Pikovic. Good turn, good spin, great basket. Didn't look very likely, did it? But this man is on fire tonight, apart from the free throw line where he wasn't quite as good, but from 2-point range, he's been on song all the way through. 13 points now, personal. 3-point attempt will be palmed behind by Haynes. Any contribution so far? It's at 1 point from the free throw line, which has a 3 and a 2. We have 4:01 remaining in the first half. Great work by the Czech Republic international. Golda from Manresa. And, 15 points average in the first 4 games. He's getting up towards that average already. We're not even halfway through the game. Harrow. Mark him as Haynes, trying to keep him trapped all the way. He's up about half the shot clock already. Still in possession. Will work his way slowly but surely to the basket. Little finger roll trying to get it. Is that kept in play? It is, but it's going to fall back to the men in white. And to Pikovic. Up to 10 again. It's fluctuated between 16 and then 3 and now 10, and might be another couple to add here. There will be. Breaking the sequence of threes. Harrow 3, and now a 2. And they picked him up. And, they were out of position. Johnson. Still the spare man, but it's too deep to do anything in this play. Bramos up for 2. 5 points for Bramos. Order. It's going to be baseline possession for Rosa Radom. Not for the first time tonight. That man does not agree with the call. Belija looks back. Johnson looks back. Just checking on the change in personnel. Nicolau is on. International, made his debut in 2014 for the Italian national side. Sokolowski really has got a burst of pace when he gets in that position, but the shot wasn't good. There is a foul. The foul will be on Troyan. Still got a few to give though. Venezia right on the cusp of picking up team fouls with 2.5 to go in the second quarter. To Nicolau, no way through there. Gonna have to check back and give it to Bramos. Another three-point attempt and another successful three-point attempt for Peric. Very good on rebounds in the first 2 games as well. Ikovic up for 3. That one's going to not quite drop back to Ryan Harrow. So I think you might get a second look at that. Nicolau makes a bit of space for himself and drops another 3. Another little twist, another little turn, another little transformation in this game as he gets his first 3 points of the game. And once again, that lead is eaten into. We'll have another timeout. Scorers in detail at half-time, but the man who's head and shoulders above everybody else is Patrick Order with 13. Nobody on the Venezia team is getting close to double figures as yet. Orlik with those back-to-back threes. He's himself on 6, but great team effort for Radom, but they don't have the lead that they would like going into half-time. It could have been much, much bigger, was much, much bigger at one stage. Sokolovsky. There's another big man, Zaitsev, to pick up. Zaitsev hasn't got a chance to run to the basket as he wanted to. Hunter will have to go back outside, checks back outside. Has to go for the 3, though, because time's running out. That's well off left. And try hard, though. Ikovic can't quite get there. This will be a foul by Zaitsev, and will be a shooting foul. So Venezia will go to the line for 2. So punter foul, down below. Lead down to 3. Was down to 2 one stage. And open up again to double figures. Back to 2. It's been a real fluctuating game, but the bonus points up and away, and that is key. Into the action comes Zazula. And we approach the back end of quarter number 2. No idea where this is going. So many changes in fortune, so many fluctuations. Hunter up for 2. Likes it a lot. 39-35. Nicolau, lovely bounce pass. What a gorgeous piece of play that was. And poor Belicha obliges underneath the hoop. Wonderful bounce pass under the hoop, just where you want it. And very hard to miss those opportunities. Hunter can't get through. This is good D by Venezia, not allowing them through, and this could be a tied game very shortly. Johnson, up and off. Back around it comes. And they'll take their time because there's 28 seconds with only 7 on the shot clock for De Nicolau. Johnson for 3. Ooh, it's a lot to expect that to drop. Now they'll have the last offense if they take their time here. And this will go into the half with a lead if they can hold on to this. Sokolowski picking the time when he can make that charge to the net. Might leave it for Zazula to choose instead. And that will be a turnover. But only 0.8 remaining, because the clock doesn't start till the ball is in the hands or touches the player on the court, so could get one away. Unlikely though. Jenkins is thinking about how they do it, and that will be the attempt, and it'll be intercepted and is by Sokolowski, and that has been, I think you'd agree, a very, very entertaining first half. 22-6 after the first quarter for Rosa Radom. 16-point lead. Well, we've had a complete change in emphasis in quarter number 2. Loads of points, 31. Venezia couldn't score in the first 10. They've scored 31 in the second to 17. Look at the rebounds, they're pretty similar. Assists, well, not that dissimilar. Turnovers, very different. And the fouls, well, Venezia have been fouling a lot more than have Rosa. But you could not wish for two more contrasting periods of play. 39-37, Alder with 13. Jenkins with 8 for Venezia. And the rebounds, well, has been doing very well there as well. Cracking game. Have no idea which way this is going. Make sure you're back with us for the second half. Rosa Radom 39, Venezia 37 at the halfway stage. Welcome back. That was, by anybody's standards, quite an unbelievable first 20 minutes of basketball in terms of the ebbs and the flows. Game day 3 of the Basketball Champions League in Radom, looking for their first victory at this stage on Rosa Radom, and they had a 16-point lead. They got it back up to double figures again after Venezia ate into it. 22-6 first period for Rosa, 31-17 second period for Venezia. No pattern at all in this game, so anything could happen. Just run through the individual stats for you. Gave you the leading scorers, but 13 for Ordu, we mentioned, 8 for Punter, and 8 for Harrow, who's making his debut for Rosa tonight. Leading scorers for Venezia. Leading scorer is Michael Jenkins with 8. Orlik has 6. Ramos has 5, and Peric has 8 as well.
The goals run, repeat the same. Stay at least on one strand of your opponent, at least one. Okay, shooter, left, one. Okay, and fight, guys.
Screen, look for him, okay, go on. Okay, let's go, guys. Go.
So a quick check down the personal foul column, and it's a couple on 2. It's all for Venezia, and just 1 on 2 for the home team. So no real worries foul trouble wise. They've been spread around fairly liberally on both sides so far. Venezia have had most of them. We are ready to start quarter 3. With tiny advantage for the home team. Improved so far. It's not the lead, or anywhere near a lead they can sit on or contain. It's the joint leading scorer for Venezia tonight, Peric. So for those who have joined us recently, Venezia playing from left to right in their maroon shirts in the third and fourth quarter, looking to change the complexion of this game and give themselves a lead for the first time. They've not led at any stage in this game. It's as close as they've been since the second minute. Twice they've been back to 2 points. Here they are again. Sokolovsky, whistle's gone. For reasons aren't apparent to me. Chat to the timekeeping bench about something. Half a minute gone. Officials just wheel the discussion. Reset the shot clock, time clock. All speculation. We can't hear them. Well, officials are happy. I think it might be to do with the shot clock, potentially. Harrow makes the drive and gets the 2. Into double figures on his debut. A couple of 3s, a couple of 2s. That now up to 12 with that 2. Peric, major man, big man to try and stop. Either outside or inside. There's the spin move and a good one from Mitchell Watt. Gets 2 back. Lead reduced again to 2. Might be a bit more nip and tuck this third quarter than the first 2 were, where both teams went on big runs. Troyan. That's going to be foul on Peric. play to give on the foul front, so no worries about anybody getting into trouble at this stage. Sokolovsky. Acting as a pretty decent screen there was Trojan, but didn't quite work, so they're going to have to try and open things up again with the long punt, which falls eventually obligingly to Mitchell Watt. There's a chance to tie the game for the first time since we started. That's going to be a foul. Just trying to wheel him round was Trojan. And that's his third. Haynes trying to pick the pocket. Perich will put it around the perimeter instead for Watt. Perich, we know what he's like from three-point range, go for two, and that was a slight bit of indecision there. Thought about the three, went for the two, fairly indeterminate. Now Order. Oh, wonderful. Oh, nearly poked in. Tried to do a little bit too much with it. Made that far more complicated play than it needed to be. And Perich has tied the game. Two from Perich, means we are 41 apiece. So first time we've been there since the first minute of the game. Trojan finds his man in the corner, but he's trapped in the corner. No real way, they're double teaming at the moment, making sure there's no escape route. Now Trojan has to back in, back in, back in. Great flick by Trojan to make sure that ball was going to go in the hoop. Bit of a hook shot, if anything. Watt. Ramos to Johnson. Johnson, now the outside bomb comes in. It's a short. A bit more frantic this third quarter so far. Harrow goes baseline for two more. Really has been a boon for this team. 14 points. Takes him ahead of Aldo with 13. So this will be a debut to remember. We can keep this going. 14 points compared to the man who's on a charge at the beginning with 13. Lead up to 4. Ramos. He'll work his way into the paint. Push it out for another three-point attempt, and a three-point bucket is delivered from Michael Bramos. Born in Michigan, but plays for Greece, or has played for Greece. Lead down to 1. That'll be a foul on Perich. So this is as close as Venezia have been since the opening stages of the game. Perich on 10 points now. 2 fouls. Not quite sure where that was going. Not sure that Trojan did either. So this is for a first lead. A little bit a slender one here for Venezia in this third quarter if they play this one right. Watts doesn't drop. Harrow will get it away quickly. Quick transition here for the home team. They won't get the rebound either. Perich will collect that. All 2 meters 1 of Royer Perich. Taking their time on the shot clock this time. Haynes hasn't quite the influence in the game I thought he might have. It'll be a fairly comfortable rebound. Harrow will bring it away again. He's been the ball carrier and the point scorer in recent times. Look at that work. Oh, just a bit too much. Came off the leg. Great invention from Ryan Harrow. Nearly paid off. Would have probably paid off and hit the leg, but they'll get baseline possession. Shot clock down to 15. Sokolovsky back into the mix. Here he is, straight into it. Dribbles away from him. Can't collect it again. Breakers on at the other end. 3 on 2 for a moment there, and that's gone off Harrow. And eventually got a little deflection back off the Venezia player. 1 point the advantage. We have a barnstormer of a game now, 45-44. Aldo will go baseline, will back in. Can he turn? No, he can't. Bramos is the man who stops him getting any further. To Nicolau. Out it comes for Watt. Peric for 2, and they've got a lead. First lead for the Italian team in the game. It's come in the third quarter. Brought it back from a 16-point deficit. Aldo's going to get a charging foul for that. And the wheel's just coming off a little bit. First foul for him, but all of a sudden the team fouls are racking up a bit for Rosa Radom. He'll go and sit it out for the home team, who trail by 1. They're double-digit leads twice in this game. Conceded 31 points in quarter 2. Those were outside shots, 3-pointers followed by 3-pointers followed by 3-pointers, and makes a big difference, isn't it? Watt to Johnson, that's 3, count them. And now lead just starting to open up in the other column. 4 points for Venezia in front. Ikovic, Sokolovsky. The pass just going astray at the moment, or being read and intercepted. Orlik hasn't had the influence on the game that others have, so it's not mattered. Johnson, I say he hasn't had the influence of the game, got 2 back-to-back threes, which kind of galvanised them in the second quarter. Sokolovsky, that's better. Little finger roll from Kevin Punter, who has similarly been quite quiet in this game compared to previous matches, but he's averaging 19 per game. He's a long way short of that at the moment. Orlik, that's what he can do, and does. Well, he's done it 3 times now. Makes it look so simple. 4, actually. 4 out of 6 now. So he hasn't had much of an influence, but there he is on 12 points. 5 points the difference, and the ball back in the hands of Venezia. Orlik, and they'll go to another man from outside. They're getting all the palms and all the rebounds and all the second phase possession, and everything's going pretty much the way of Venezia. This time, though, Vitka, the captain, needs to get things moving, start pulling some strings, maybe. Hunter to work very, very hard, gets the foul in the end. Johnson's the man who eventually fouls him. That was hard work, wasn't it, to get anywhere near the bucket. Sokolovsky with a trick or 2, and then a lovely finger roll from Punter. It's foul for Johnson. Get this ball in pretty quickly, they'll get timed out. Zaitsev. That's nice. Oh, it's in and out. Oh, it could be anybody's, and it fell through the hands of Zaitsev, and that's the kind of thing that didn't happen in the first quarter. Is happening with regularity in the third now. Outside not getting those 50-50s anymore. They trail by 5. To Nicolau. It's on the play. Is that Zegzula? Oh, fancy fouls on Paul Belija. Okay. There you go. Happening just behind the plate. Nicolau advancing it, but that was the call. Three fouls now. A couple of players on 3. Has to be a little bit careful. See one more, he'll pull out the game for a while because they don't want to lose him. Good work baseline by Sokolovsky. Throws it back out for Zaitsev. Sokolovsky will have to do it all over again. Back in. Just look at the D at the moment. It's so good. Really is good. They might get one more chance to shoot. They do. The hook shot is effective from Igor Zaitsev. And we have a 3-point ball game now. 52-49. Zaitsev with 4 points in the game. Defense nowhere near as good at the other end, is it? No. De Nicolau adds 2 to his tally. More importantly, does that lead back up to 5? But just look at the D. Look at the work rate of Venezia on D right now. They are boxing out so well. Just saying, well, we're going to push you deep, push you even deeper. That's exactly what they are doing. No way for Harrow through, you'd think, but he finds a way through. Important too. Because these baskets are hard-earned at the moment for Rosa Radom, and they want to keep within range, and they are at the moment. De Nicolau has nowhere to go. Gets fouled. Foul is on Vitka. We have less than 30 seconds to go. What's been a pretty rapid third quarter. Not too many stoppages. Look at that game clock. I think 29.3 seconds. That's all. Yep, that's all there is. And it has changed complexion of this game in the third. And that's going to be another foul on Sokolovsky. 4 fouls in the quarter, so as we're nearly at the end of it, that shouldn't cause too much distress. 3-point differential, that's all. Jenkins gets it in play. Now they can box out maybe a bit more effectively this time, try and stop Peric. No, they can't stop Peric, and Peric will just pick the pocket. Luckily for the home team, it doesn't do the damage this time. De Nicolau gives it to Harrow and gets fouled by De Nicolau. 6 seconds on the game clock. There's going to be a timeout called by the Venezia coach, I think, or is he making some substitutions? Well, De Nicolau picks up his second foul. No, he's not going to make a substitution. I'm just going to call a timeout there just to make sure that they're still leading at the end of 3. Oh, another turnover, and that's dramatic, but not effective. De Nicolau really throwing himself at that one, trying to collect the ball. And it's all gone rather muted in the building, because that was not the third quarter the home team wanted. 54-31 and 17-12.
Hey guys,
If we can run, but we need to build the goal inside. We rush too many fucking shots. Now, Tilore is in a 3 position. You can go 4th side, or 1 up, all in, and don't rush.
So the scorers for the home team: 14 for Harrow, 13 for Alder, and 10 for Punter, and 3 in double figures. Rich on 12 for Venezia. And some other good contributions on the way, but he's been the main man. There's been some decent points from Orlik as well. 3 points raining in here, there, virtually everywhere, and just the times where they've lost a bit of focus, a bit of momentum, he's the man to give them that oomph. Vukovic. Strapping on his left arm, which wasn't there before. Punter. Vukovic. Goes on a drive, goes on a dribble, can't hold on to it though. And could be a quick transition for the home team in their wake as Peric gets to the basket to add another 2. And just put a bit more daylight between the away team and the home team, which Punter's trying to eat into here. But having to do everything pretty much from the perimeter, nothing coming central yet. Harrow will drive, so just put that jumper up for 2. The jumper works for 2. And we're back to a 3-point game once again. Orlik now working his way to the hoop. Stopped from getting to it by Vukovic. Just upping the intensity of their defense now, and then from 3-point range that nearly fell right into the clutch of De Nicolau, but there will be a foul, I think, on Ryan Harrow. In earnest conversation with the officials about it, but yeah, Harrow's the man who fouls. They can go over it time and time again, say what you like, demonstrate all you like. The officials have made that decision, so Harrow's going to get the... Well, they were kind of tied together, weren't they? Locked in, almost like an arm wrestle there, but foul it is, and 3 more points it is for Jenkins, put just outside the arc. 6-point lead, things that Venezia have managed in the game. It's happened belatedly for them. Vitka, the captain. Good. Kevin Punter coming to the party with 3. We're seemingly, I've said this several times, we're in a 3-point ball game yet again. Peric backs in. Pichkovic. Jenkins, up it goes again. It'll bounce kindly for the men in white, eventually into the grasping hands of Vitka. That'll be a foul by Jenkins. Blocking foul by Michael Jenkins. Timeout called. We'll hear from the coaches. 3 points in it, 7:35 to play, an eternity in this game.
Let's call it. We need to understand that every time you play the pick and roll, we got easy pass over your shot. Okay. We are every time pass out and ball in. Don't go crazy only to attack. They don't call. Okay. In offense, let's go, Andrea. We go side shake. Okay, Mitch. Or is already here. Pass, Andrea. Pass far from the screen because they go blue. If you have no shot, ball in.
Kevin, zipper, hey, right side play, zip right side. Pass to him, go to the handoff, play, and pick and roll.
Harrow on 16. Peric on 14, the leading scorers for the respective teams. It's a nervous look. Expectancy. Certainly there was a lot of elation early on. They opened up that 16-point lead, and you're thinking, right, tonight's our night. And They let that lead fritter away, got it back to double figures, and people thinking, slight aberration, but we're okay. Well, not okay now because they've got to play catch-up. Not much of a catch-up, but it's a bit of catch-up. Time obviously not on their side particularly. It's nice work for Ryan Harrow, who's had an absolutely scintillating debut. Didn't quite work out for Robert Wittke. Captain on one side is 37 years of age, captain on the home team is 36. Nicolau, Orlik stays at 3. Harrow has logged a lot of court time tonight. He's in the starting 5. Wittke. Sokolovsky does well, does very well. Excellent job by Sokolovsky. Strength, bit of brawn, a lot of brain to find his way through, and the hook shot is effective. And we have a 1-point ball game. 7 points for Sokolovsky. Crowd believe once again to Nicolau, and that will be baseline possession for Venezia with the shot clock down to 5. We'll make something happen pretty quickly here. We're going to introduce Dominic Johnson. 29 points in the first 2 games, but not quite as effective tonight. 7. Doesn't have as much court time, though it must be said. Oh, look at that. Out of nowhere. Yeah, don't stand off them like... Yes, that's why he's frustrated. Didn't pick up their man. He's absolutely livid about that. You can't give them time, especially when there's 5 seconds on the shot clock like that. You got yourself back to a point, and then you stand off the man and give him a chance of a 3-pointer, and he says, thank you very much. It's no wonder coaches go bald prematurely, is it? I mean, look at this. This is the other end. It's not the 3-point play, but yeah, that's really unfathomable from my point of view why that happened. But Harrow gets 2 of them back. Having a stormer is Harrow, up to 18 points personal now. To Nicolau, couldn't stop him on the route to the basket, and they've got the steal, they've got the turnover, they've got a 3-on-2 for a moment. Now they've got a chance of 2, and snatched at it to Pikovic. Should have taken his time. Might get undone here. They do get undone by Dominic Johnson with the 3. The bounces are not going the way of the home team at the moment, and some of their decision-making leaves a bit to be desired. 5 points. Harrow's going to have to do it all by himself the way things are looking. That one's not going to drop. To Nicolau. Can take his time. They know the clock is favourable from their point of view. They don't need to rush these 24-second shot clocks. Orlik. Well, the outside goes Johnson, and that's an easy 2 for Venezia. And for Mitchell Watts. And he will get the bonus too. Point lead becomes a 8-point lead. And this is where I think we will hear the coach go bananas, because they've frittered away this game. So it'll be a game that's hard to reclaim. Here we go.
if we are in transition, stay into round up or 5. But if you attack half court, stay into the 4. They can play 4 if we swing the ball. Patient, okay? Come on. Yes, 55. We got 2 to spend.
Well, that stat has changed around a lot. One stage, it was 50% to the home team and 25% to the away team. When Radom were at their very height, and they had that 16-point lead and were ruling the roost. But Venezia are playing the smarter ball at the moment. Some of the decision-making for Radom leaves a bit to be desired. Sokolovsky thinks about the 3, goes inside for the 2, gets stripped of the ball again. Bramos is the man in the way. 4:38 remaining in the game. Orlik, Watt goes outside, steps outside. Or was that a foul? Yep, foul's on Alder. He might have stepped outside there, but no, it's okay. Did run out of a bit of space, but Alder pushed him there. Lovely bounce pass inside. Can Alder stop his man getting the shot away? No, he can't. And he's also given the foul. So a 3-point play in prospect here for Mitchell Watt. All of a sudden he's creeping up in the stats. His fouls and these foul shots are helping him towards that. He did so much good work early on. Look, they're in foul trouble now. Rosa Radom. What, up to 7? Has to make it 8. Which he does. And 10 points now, the advantage. Double digits. Twice for the home team. First time for Venezia. It's 11 points. Harrow doing well on the press to stop Punter. Punter's got to go for the 3-pointer and never really quite balanced for the shot. Crowd trying to give him just a little bit more of a G up, but 11 points is going to be a lot to get back here. Orlik, Bramos, look at them just eat the clock down. 9 seconds, 8 seconds, doesn't matter. Take your time. Came off the foot of a Radom player last, I think. Yeah, another timeout called. Some more words need to be discussed. Some more tactics need to be discussed. Venezia's timeout really to have what they hold.
Okay, watch out. We play 4 down in this way. Yes, you inbound. Mike, it's baseline. Oh, a fondo lato. Baseline. Okay, we got 5. We need to be quicker. We got 6 seconds. Hey, Mike, keep it on screen. Watch. We go 4 and 3 here. Yes. 4 here. And DJ, when the ball check in, swing it.
Stay on that side. Pass the ball. Use the A-cut. Stop with that ball. Pass to you. Use the A-cut. Look for him. On opposite. If not, he goes to center screen. If not, we swing the ball and run. Quick attack on the other side, okay? Three attention. First, look for him. Second, for you. And third for you. Let's go.
What a telling stat that is. Bench point 38 for Venezia. Only 7 for the home team. 95 was doing all right for them. But it goes back to what I was saying in the beginning of the game. Venezia's depth. That's what ultimately I think will be the undoing of Radom here. The options and the choices and selections. Yeah, it's a frustrating night for Wojciech Kaminski. Not much he can do about it. He can watch his team try and fight back, but time is not on their side. Sokolovsky still not over and done yet. 11 points. Saw how quickly Venezia ate into that lead, but they were with 3-point plays mainly. Haynes. Haven't seen a great deal. See a bit of Orlik now going to the hoop and getting denied. And that's a strip and a turnover again. For punter, gets fouled but will only get the 2 from the line, won't get the 2 through the hoop. .302. A couple more back here. Kevin Punter. Make it a 9-point ball game. To single figures, it always looked a bit more manageable, but he's not going to be able to do that. Big groans. I think they work that out as well. Down to 9, you think, well, in range. 10 always looks a little bit more, and he doesn't get either. Those bonus points really do come bite you in the backside. Haynes, look at him doing a bit of Harlem Globetrotters there, where he was dribbling backwards. Johnson. Steal by Sokolovsky. 2 here. Testing out the strength of the hoop. The hoop just about withstands the pressure of the big man from Warsaw. But at the other end, well, is that going to be basket interference? It is. Or is it? Let's have a look. It's basket interference. Yeah. So lead goes up to 11. 2.5 minutes. This one will take you a lot longer than quarter 3 did. Punter. Thought about the option of shooting instead. Gives that option to Sokolovsky, who can't drain the 3. Mitchell Watt. Ramos. Yeah. It's up play from Johnson, says, right, no rush, take your time. I'll get it to you eventually. And he does. Dribbles in, dribbles out from Michael Bramos. Urgency now for the men in white and blue. They get 11 back. They can get... There's a foul from De Nicolau. I think he's on... Was he on 3? Probably won't matter now, to be honest. That's 3 fouls, yeah. Well, this man's had a stormer tonight. Whichever way this game goes, he's not been happy with his debut. And there's a couple more back for Patrick Older. There's a bit of a battle going on, so he's going to be the top scorer for Rosa Radom. That's another to add in his plus column. Peric. So there's no urgency at all. Sit on what they've got. Peric now will back in, waiting for the 2 option, and here it comes. Gets his own rebound too. That's how much he wanted that. They'll rotate it. Johnson. And there to finish off the move is Peric. He started it. It seemed like an eternity ago. Finishing it off as well. And he's had a particularly good second half to the game as he moves up 16 points. There's another 2 for Older. And that will be end-line possession for the home team. 9 points differential. Well, get a couple, so it's actually sideline, not end-line, but get this in quickly. So the idea is try and get this in quickly and get a 3. The Harrow's been tied up, so he hasn't got a chance to get that shot away. Has to go back to halfway before he can collect the ball. Harrow needs to get this away quickly, and that's going to go off the leg of Sokolovsky, although he doesn't think that's the case, nor does the coach. They need maybe to have a look at that. It's amazing when things aren't going your way, they're just not going your way. To Nicolau. Good for their last offense of the game. Sitting on a 9-point advantage. Radom now into foul trouble. Nicolau has had some influence in this game, but looking through their numbers, some of the players you thought would be influential, not been quite as influential, and players like Nicolau have a decent contribution. There's 6. 10-point lead should now be enough. Make that 11. Nicolau, another one, will feel very comfortable with his contribution tonight. Kevin Punter, not going to get up to his average of 19 points or anything like it tonight, but he's going to go for the 3. Want to end on a flourish, even if he can't turn this game around. Punter's up to 16, to be fair. Not too far short of his 19 average with that 3-pointer. 17 points for Order and 18 points for Harrow. The 3 have really contributed big time tonight. But it's going to be another defeat for the bottom team, who had such a good chance, and there's 2 more to add, and that'll be the way things end. 81-71. Unkind, unfair, really, on Rosa Radom. It wasn't a 10-point game against them in the end. Remember, they led by 16. They had a double-digit lead in the first half, but again, kind of a bit like last week, they ran out of steam and ran out of ideas in quarter number 4, so they are still looking for their first Basketball Champions League win of this year. Hunter can have his chat, they can all look a bit crestfallen, but they know that a lot of the component parts are working pretty well. Just need to put it all together for 40 minutes. And you feel that a win is not too far away for Rosa Radom. It's not going to be tonight. 17 for Order, 16 for Punter, 18 for Harrow, leading scorer on his debut. Terrific performance from him. Final score, 81-71. Venezia get the win over Rosa Radom. Just round up the stats for you. Those are the 2-pointers, 3-pointers and free throws. Some of the individual stats for the away team. Eric on 16. Led all scorers on that side anyway. Johnson in double figures with 10. Ramos with 13. Jenkins with 11. Orlik with 11. And 10 from Watt. So plenty of double figure scorers. And Venezia, with their bench players, get the job done. 81-71. There are your game leaders. Sokolovsky with the most rebounds for the home team. Punter with the assists. But Harrow 18, Peric 16, leading scorers on both teams. A win for the Italian team. The Poles search for a win in the group stage.